Oh my god, it's about to get hot in here. We're going to be seeing a Terran versus Zerg here between Kwanro and Firebat Hero. Klazard is no longer with us. He decided to go to sleep. It is very late his time, Irish time. But we're going to be watching Firebat Hero, a player he despises, obviously because of his antics against Savior. Looking at the stats here, looks like Firebat Heroes won 16 games this season in the Winners League and the Pro League combined. Ranked 16th in Caspa, I believe it's telling us, and 6-4 against Zerg. Not bad. And once again, we're seeing characteristically he's not so great against Protoss, only 3-4. Firebat Hero has been a little bit quiet recently. Since getting knocked out in the group of death in the round of 32 of the MMSL, and of course not even qualifying into the OSL. But if he manages to get an ult kill or just take down a couple more CJ opponents, I can certainly see him heating up again and doing some crazy ceremony on screen, which is what we all love to watch. There is Kwanro, who played very well last game. I think he didn't. Perhaps it was more Stork's mistake than Kwanro's brilliance, but on the other hand, he didn't let Stork get away with his error. When Stork ran that shuttle into his Hydras, Kwanro was like, welcome to Protoss versus Zerg, Stork. When you do Dragoon Reaver, welcome to losing when you do Dragoon Reaver. Thanks for playing. I'm not some Icy Cub noob, A- noob or someone that you practice with. I'm Kwanro, I'm top notch. You can't beat me with Dragoon Reaver. Who do you think you are, But yeah, so Kwanro beating Stork last game rather comfortably. But, against Firebat Hero, who is just an absolute killer, Terran versus Zerg, I don't know. Kwanro, I'm not sure if he can be able to handle it, especially if Firebat Hero plays a relatively standard game. I think Kwanro is actually weaker when it comes down to a standard Zerg versus Terran. He's very good in short games. He's actually very good, defending against a bunker rush, for example. We saw that epic defense he did against a much lesser Terran player, where he basically threw back a bunker rush and then used his drones and his lings off of a 12 hatch to kill off the Terran within a minute afterwards. It's something you hardly ever see when the Terran does an 8 racks bunker rush like that. You never see the Zerg able to kill the Terran like that so quickly afterwards. But Kwanro has the micro necessary to do that. And he definitely, doesn't seem to me at least to be a very good macro player. I think his main strength is in some of the less orthodox strategies, maybe going for a 2-hatch Muta, although that's become orthodox recently, but just, going for a short game. And we'll see if he follows that up here on Harmony, or if he's going to play standard and go, open up with a 3-hatch or something like that, and play a macro game with Firebat Hero. Now, Firebat Hero is especially dangerous on this map, I feel. He has managed to defeat some of the best Zergs around, including none other than Jaedong on this map, and really, it's it's pretty surprising considering that Harmony is a rather Zerg-favored map against Terran. So, we'll have to see here. Bunch of Korean that I can't read. And there's Kwanro. He's going to scout in the wrong direction here. We'll see if he opens up 12 hatch or if he goes for a 9 pool or something like that. That could be interesting to watch. Setting up the aggression early against the Terran can throw them off. One decision we'll have to see is whether Firebat Hero goes mech, and I am almost certain that he will not go mech. I think that this map is not suited for mech at all, and I think he's probably just going to stick to Medic Marine, which he's very good at, actually. He's one of the few Terran players who hasn't really switched en masse to mech. And there is Pikachu in a container. Very nice, that Pokemon ball there. By the way, I went to a Smash competition for all those who are interested. And, oh, look at this! I'm right! We're seeing an overpull here. Go me! I went to a Smash competition last weekend with Peanuts in New York City. It was definitely eye-opening. First time I've ever been to one of those. And I really know nothing about Smash, but it was definitely pretty cool for those of you who are fans of Smash who are listening. I mean, I think there were definitely a couple who called me a noob when I was trying to talk about it before, so I won't say anything about it. But I did recognize some big names there. It was kind of fun. Some guy called PC Chris and someone called Mewtwo King or something like that. Evidently, they're like the the savior and like the, I don't know, Bisu or whatever, Stork of this game. And look, oh my god, we're going to be seeing a 14 command center here from Firebat Hero. That's what all the screaming is about. And versus him, we're going to be seeing Kwanro going for an overpool gas here. Most likely overpool speed. Oh man, I gotta say, this is going to be over pretty quickly unless oh, I just called him Flash. Look at that, subliminal. Subliminal Slip there, Freudian slip. I called him a Flash because Flash loses all the time going 14 command center against Zerg. But, you know, Kwanro, the one thing that Firebat Hero has something going for him is that Kwanro hasn't scouted yet. So Kwanro does not know where Firebat Hero is. He doesn't look like he's going the right direction. It looks like, though, I mean, he is still going to be able to deal with this unless Firebat Hero has the, I don't know, the foresight to go and put down a bunker right away, or at least pull all of his SCVs. But, oh, man, look at this. Kwanro is not going in the right direction at all. And I think the reason why he's not going the right direction is because he doesn't see the scouting SCV from Firebat Hero. So he assumes that Firebat Hero is in the diagonal cross position. That's what's going on. He is going to get speed upgrade very soon, though. Firebat Hero is still oblivious to what Kwanro is doing, and yet Kwanro is oblivious to Firebat Hero's starting location. And Firebat Hero now finally realizes what's going on. Kwanro realizes what's going on also. He's bringing all of his Zerglings now. He's got 2 Lings up the ramp, but could the mistake by Kwanro have cost him an easy win in this game? I don't know. I mean, I gotta say that was a bit of a mistake. He was a little bit too smart, if that's possible. And Firebat Hero looks like he's blocked his ramp with a heroic number of SCVs there. It's almost all of his SCVs, I believe. And it looks like, no, he loses the Marine anyway. The Marine is what is crucial. He needs to protect that Marine, but the SCVs so far are doing a very good job of holding that ramp. And it looks like Firebat Hero will actually hold off this rush, but he did lose a number of SCVs, and I don't think he's going to be economically ahead by much, if at all, and losing more SCVs. He does have 2 command centers, so it is going to be a close game still, even though Kwanro lost his opportunity to score an easy kill, easy kill. An overpool versus a 14 command center should be auto win on a map like this. I mean, it should be automatic win, but Kwanro made a critical mistake there. Didn't go for a drone scout. I think he was overconfident in his own, intelligence, which was certainly, it was his lack of intelligence, in the sense that he didn't scout that cost him, because what he said was, well, Firebat Hero, I haven't seen a scouting SCV from Firebat Hero, and I know he's not at the upper right. Therefore, he must be at the cross position, the diagonal position in the upper left, because he just didn't suspect a 14 command center is what Firebat Hero could have done. But look at this, though. Kwanro, by the virtue of having all those Lings there, has actually stopped Firebat Hero from landing that command center. So Firebat Hero is definitely not in an advantageous economic position, really. And if Kwanro can make this 2-hatch build work, 2-hatch lair we're seeing, it could just completely dominate Firebat Hero still, because obviously Firebat Hero has been delayed a good amount of time. Although right now we're seeing Kwanro trying to rush in with a bunch of Lings. Firebat Hero getting up the ramp in time, though. Nice micro by FBH. Going to prevent the Lings of Kwanro from doing any more damage. And Kwanro, meanwhile, has actually picked up a 3rd hatchery. I'm sorry. He's actually gone 3-hatch, and I have a fangirl calling me right now, so I will be back in a second. Okay, back now, and here we're seeing the lair going up still for Kwanro. Kwanro, I gotta assume, is going to be going for a 3-hatch Mutalist build here. Really, it doesn't make any sense to go 3-hatch Lurker, so it's going to be 3-hatch Mutas. And meanwhile, Firebat Hero is sort of even out the game a little bit. He lost enough SCVs and was delayed enough that he really didn't pick up the advantage of a 14 command center at all. The number of SCV he has is probably about less actually than what he would have had doing Barracks fast expand, Barracks into command center. But regardless, though, he's not that far behind. And oh man, though, if he keeps letting this happen, he will be quite far behind Firebat Hero, letting 5 Lings of Kwanro in, and they might pick off the first couple of medics that are coming out. That would be a pretty bad blow to Firebat Hero. Looks like he's not even able to bring all of his Marines there. He's still not confident as to whether there's more Lings coming up, so he has to be really careful here. And it looks like, though, he's got a very nice SCV drill there. Very nice, killing off those Lings without taking any casualties. And meanwhile, Kwanro playing it very safe, going to take out a lot of sunken colonies, going to make a lot of sunken colonies, and it makes sense because Firebat Hero is on the warpath. And here we're seeing the Sunkens trying to go up. Looks like they will be up on time. Wow, that was actually quite close. But no, Firebat Hero's going to go in anyway. Firebat Hero trying to do some damage to those sunken colonies. He's trying to take down the one that's spawning right now. Going to take that one down, but I think it's a little bit too late for him. Yeah, he's got to run. Firebat Hero blundering a bit there. Loses, almost his entire force there. So he's going to need a lot of turrets up quickly because otherwise he's going to lose his Mutalisk Harass like it's nobody's business. Kwanro has decent Mutalisk Harass, and that's all you need is decent Mutalisk Harass to defeat someone without any turrets and without Marines. As long as your name is not Fire Fist, basically, you should be able to win against someone who's that screwed. But Firebird Hero obviously is going to get turrets in time, so that Kwanro shouldn't be able to kill him off, but he might still do a good amount of damage, given that Firebird Hero was delayed, and he also just lost his medic Marine force there, or most of his Marines, not his medics, I guess. Looks like just losing an SCV there. And Kwanro may have been hurt a little bit by Firebird Hero's attack, though. He might have morphed some Zerglings or something, because it's sort of like just in case Firebird Hero broke through, and in which case he's not going to have the Mutalisks out at the perfect time. It looks like he actually doesn't have them out yet. Firebird Hero looks like going to lose another Marine, and Kwanro just trying to be as aggressive as possible with a small number of Zerglings. On the other hand, I wouldn't say that Kwanro has really taken a lead at all in this game either. It's actually sort of reset itself. Kwanro right now trying to pick up his third base at the upper right, standard location for it to go. It is the best location, but Firebird Hero is of course going to scout that most likely first. And here we go. Here is the Mutalisk Harass from Kwanro. Is he going to be able to get in? Looks like Firebird Hero has chosen to adapt the turret wall strategy, where he puts up a perimeter of turrets and probably doesn't have that many around his actual mineral lines. And that is definitely, it seems like, the popular sort of way of defending yourself against Mutalisks nowadays. We've seen games in the past on different maps where the Terran will just defend the areas around the command center, but instead we're seeing the perimeter defense system with Marines on the inside, of course. And you need to have very good micro with those Marines, because otherwise, obviously, if they get past, they can just fly over the perimeter and then kill off your SCVs. And Kwanro is going to try to do that right now. He flies past the perimeter, and he's going to try to do a little bit of micro on those Marines on the ramp. Nice micro by Kwanro. This is what I mean. This is some solid Mutalisk Harass here, and picking off turrets, medics, and Marines left and right. And here we're seeing an Evo and a Den going up for Kwanro. Kwanro going to try to get the Lurkers up before Firebird Hero can recover his number of Marines and manage to pull off a strong attack. Meanwhile, just look at this, though. Oh, man, the perimeter defense system not working at all for Firebird Hero. I mean, that's the problem. If you don't have enough Medic Marine, the perimeter is not worth it. It's actually better to clump the turrets around your command centers. And here we're seeing the weakness of this. You need to. It's kind of like you need the cream filling here. He's got the Twinkie shell. He's got the cannoli shell, but he doesn't have the cream filling. And Firebird Hero lacking the cream filling, unable to defend his SCVs. His Marines don't have +1 yet. It's not going to make them that effective against Mutalisks. And the Mutalisks just continuing to rain terror here. Firebird Hero, though, has managed to get some tech up. Looks like at least he's got one turret on his main, but just look at how many SCVs he's losing. Kwanro, with just, probably 12 Mutalisks total with the reinforcements, has killed probably half of Firebird Hero's SCVs, I gotta say. I mean, just beautiful harassment. This is what, Fire Fist should take a, just take a look at this and learn how to do this. Firebird Hero, not only has he lost a lot of SCVs, he's also lost, he's not been able to build up a lot of Medic Marine at all either. Just he's been losing Marines left and right, and Kwanro's definitely picked up a lead now. Firebird Hero does have tanks coming out. Kwanro, though, should have Lurkers coming out pretty soon. And Firebird Hero is going to need to be really careful with that tank. Otherwise, he's going to die to the first couple of Lurkers that come out. No question about it. And looks like Firebird Hero is still just losing SCVs. Kwanro with brilliant harassment there. And Firebird Hero obviously does not have nearly the number of units required to move out and kill some things. Oh, but Kwanro slipping a little bit, losing 3 mutas there. That might be the end of his reign of terror over Firebird Hero's base now. I don't think he has 7 Mutalisks anymore, and you need 7, of course, to one-hit kill SCVs. And here we're seeing, yeah, he's losing a couple more. Here we're seeing more of a drone transfer here. Firebird Hero looks like he's recovered decent control over his base. And Kwanro looks like he's not going to go for a frontal attack with his Lurker-Ling combination. Instead, he's going to use it to defend. But no, it looks like he is going to go up with it now. Firebird Hero sees it's coming, though. I don't know if he has siege mode up. But 2 tanks should be able to take care of this small force here with that number of Medic Marines. It should be good enough. and there's Siege Mode researching for Firebat Hero. And there's a bunch of lurkers moving up. I don't know. This is a small number of lurkers. I don't think it's enough nearly to do anything about it. And surprisingly, we're seeing a Greater Spire here from Kwanro. Again, I'm not sure if this is the best idea. Firebat Hero has gotten Starport Tech and Vessel Tech. So, yeah, Vessel's already out. So I'm surprised that Kwanro's choosing to go guards. I would honestly like to see Defiler play much more than Guardians. Guardians, I don't think this is the best idea, to be honest. Firebat Hero looks like he has his first Science Vessel out. He'll be able to actually just attack those lurkers with his tanks. Obviously, the lurkers cannot range those tanks. Tanks can range them. So Firebat Hero, that is a long Siege Mode research. There we go. There's Siege Mode finally. Now he's going to be able to pound away at those lurkers. Kwanro needs to run. Looks like he has good reaction time. Runs and then burrows. And that's very smart, of course. Trying to keep the Terran moving very slowly. There's the Defiler's Mound. I don't know if that was the best idea for Kwanro. Like I said, Kwanro doesn't have a lot of Mutalisks, so he's not going to have that many easily made Guardians unless he wants to build more Mutalisks just to get Guardians. Usually you see Guardians when you were successful in delaying the Terran's tech, and obviously you don't see them. You usually don't see them right after you go lurkers. Usually you skip lurkers if you want to see Guardians. If you want to do Guardians, rather. There's Nidus Canal going up for Kwanro also, this being a large map. That's probably a smart idea. And here he goes, trying to sneak a couple of lurkers in, but no dice for him. There's a tank waiting. Firebat Hero sent a small expeditionary force going towards the upper right. I don't think it's going to go very far, though. Only 3 Guardians morphing there. See, that's interesting. Not sure why he's doing that, but... Oh, man, Kwanro. Trying to walk in there with some Scourge, but oh, Firebat Hero has left his natural expansion exposed, and Kwanro is going to definitely kill off a number of SCVs here, I feel. He's trying to get up the ramp. Looks like he's going to get up the ramp, and no, only looks like 1 lurker left, though, up the ramp. And actually, it gets cleaned up. This attack gets cleaned up very quickly. So not the damage I thought he would be able to do there. I think he would have been better off putting his lurkers in the mineral lines of Firebat Hero. He could have gotten a very large number of SCV kills there, but he didn't. Another mistake, I think. And I'm not sure if Consume is finished for the Defilers. There's a couple of Guardians, but like I said, they're Science Vessels, so they're not going to be effective at all. And there's Kwanro going to lose probably 2 more lurkers here pretty easily. And it looks like Kwanro, see, losing his Scourge. Okay, there is the Dark Swarm that I was looking for. It looks like, though, Irradiate going off on one of the Defilers. The other Defiler's still alive. Nope, gonna get irradiated. It might get a couple more swarms, but that's gonna be it. Yeah, 1 more swarm. Just gonna push Firebat Hero back to his main base, and that's not a bad idea at all, of course. The more you can do this, the more he'll be able to mine, and then the more he'll be able to, pick up a lead in this game. But right now, I'd say the players are neck and neck right now. I think Kwanro could have done a lot more damage had he not gone for Guardians. Had he gone straight for Lurker Defiler. He could have finished off the game, possibly, even with that large attack there, but instead, it was for naught. Firebat Hero still low on the SCV saturation, just because, he suffered that early damage. You can still tell. And Firebat Hero now has spotted the upper left. There is a Nidus up there, but, Firebat Hero doing a very good job here, being diligent with the Dark Swarms. A Plague going off, getting a tank and a vessel. Not the most effective Plague, but better than nothing for a dying Defiler. Firebat Hero, I'm not sure if he's going to have enough forces to kill off this upper left, but Kwanro also putting up another base at the upper right. So very smart move by Kwanro. Expanding all over the map here. This is why it's a Zerg-friendly map. It's so wide and spread out that the Terran has to just attack at so many different locations, and it's just very hard for them to do. They have to send these far-flying, expeditionary forces, and just, this is only a tiny force, but if they can get the Nidus Canal, this base will be done for no matter what. And it looks like they're going to go right in for the Nidus. This is a smart move from Firebat Hero, and they are going to get the Nidus Canal before enough units get through to defend. I don't think this is going to be enough. Just a couple of Cracklings going through. Plus 2 armor for the Cracklings, actually. That's pretty good. No attack upgrades yet, though, for Kwanro. Kwanro, though, bringing up more forces, and Firebat Hero losing 2 tanks there, basically, to Sunken Colonies. That's a mistake. A very big mistake. And now Kwanro is going to probably get up that ramp without that much of a problem. Oh, Firebat Hero going to lose that Science Vessel despite the clutch defensive matrix there. Now, he might have lost a couple more also that we didn't get to see because that looked like it was the sole remaining, the sole survivor, you know. And a smart move by Kwanro. We've seen so many times that that Zergs get devastated by these drops inside of their main in the late game, but he's left a couple of forces, just a couple of units in his main, and they were able to push off this drop without any problem. Firebird Hero doing no damage, and now we're going to see an interception here. Oh! Just running past each other, though. No interception. Firebird Hero in huge trouble, though, I gotta say. There's no battle cruisers for him to go back to. He doesn't have any. And obviously, he's going to be mined out soon in his main. He doesn't have any other expansions. Kwanro going to be up at something like 6 bases soon. 5 bases already up and running. And now Ultras are coming up. This is exactly what he can do right now. Now that he has so much in the way of resources, and he has way enough defenses there to hold this base against just a dropship full of units. Not going to do anything. And Firebird Hero is going to have to make this push count here. He's got a nice sized force, but there we go. There's a good Dark Swarm, and the Defiler not irradiated yet. Nice Plague also. And we really need to see it. Oh, we're going to see probably a Plague on the vessels. No, Plague on the Medic Marines also. So this is, not a bad move either. Firebird Hero might be ferrying a couple more units into that main base. He knows he needs to take it down. And on the other hand, though, Kwanro is probably just going to go and attack the main. No, looks like he's going to just plant down here. Nice Dark Swarm there by Kwanro. Going to block everything from getting in. And now everything is plagued for Firebird Hero. Literally everything. But he does have enough forces now to take out this base, I think, if Kwanro doesn't defend. But he is going to defend, it seems. He's going to pull his forces back. And he probably should be able to save this hatch unless he chooses to let it die and goes for a counter. He is going to choose to let it die and go for a counter. He feels like the upper right is enough for him. Those Guardians waking up and saying, hey, I'm in this game. Someone had to build a greater spire just for me, and now Ultras are out. So this is going to be very hard for Firebird Hero to deal with. He has what are those? 1-2 Marines there. Still, if Kwanro has anything close to like 5-3 or 5 armor on his Ultras, that's going to be nigh on impossible for him to deal without tanks. And there we go. 2 more vessels going down. And, oh, a nice Plague. This time on the vessels. Firebird Hero in huge trouble here. Still has not managed to expand. He's just chasing Guardians. Guardians completely worthless this game, as expected. And Kwanro just sick Defiler play this game, I gotta say. Sick Plagues here. No pun intended. And, Firebird Hero just has not managed to keep up enough science vessels to irradiate all the Defilers before they get all that red goo on his Marines and just, cause a lot of havoc. And there we go. There's the game-ending force here. I believe those are 4-1 Ultras. And, the science facility taking some hits. Nothing will be spared by Kwanro. Firebird Hero is going to go down here, and, Stork and Firebird Hero going down. Wow, that is just ridiculous. Who are we going to see next? Maybe Jangbi in the next game being thrown in. Of course, he's the next best player on Khan, and there we go. This should be the last attack here. There's the Dark Swarm I've been waiting for, and those Ultras, just huge meat shells. On the other hand, though, look at this. Firebird Hero doing a lot of damage with his drops, managing to drop at the upper right, but no! Kwanro has enough forces. He's very smart with the defensive forces, and he's got enough forces to finish off that drop there. And now all of the science vessels are plagued. We could be seeing one Mulus come up and finish off everything. Firebird Hero has lost all of his army. He's lost control over his natural, and GG coming from FBH. Firebird Hero, Lee Young-sung losing this game. Wow, Kwanro moving on. Wow, I mean, just really impressive play by Kwanro, I gotta say. Man, I'm impressed. All right, thank you guys for watching. And it's a little sad that we don't see Kwanro, advancing in the MSL. It was a little sad because obviously Stork knocked him out in the previous round. But that is life. Firebird Hero gonna go and lick his wounds here. I gotta say, I'm looking forward to the next game. All right, we'll be moving on right now. Thanks for watching.